G'day, I'm Mark from Tas Off-Road Adventures. This is another 4x4 and camping gear review video, and today I'm reviewing the Ridge Ryder Premium 2.5 metre awning from Supercheap Auto. Now you will have just seen me put it up and it is in fast forward, but it takes about 2 minutes, absolute tops, to set it up. I've got some accessories that I'm going to review as well, so I'm going to put those on in a moment. One thing to remember when you are putting up the awning is always, I'm not sure if it shows up in the video by the way, but always have one corner lower than the other, so any rain or any water from rain overnight sort of drips off to one side, so you don't get it pooling in the middle here. The Ridge Ryder comes with a nice vinyl black bag that's got lots of room in it. That's one thing I like. The previous awning I had folded up really tight. This has a lot more room in it, so it's easier to get out. Has Velcro tabs on each corner and the twist lock poles as per probably most other awnings. Now Supercheap Auto they have two versions or two different ranges of awning. As I said, this is the Ridge Ryder Premium. It's about 225 bucks, I think. Check the website. I think right now it's on special for about 160 bucks. They do another, like a generic brand that's not Ridge Ryder, that's a lot cheaper. I think they're about 115, 120 bucks. But I've gone with the Ridge Ryder Premium on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those other accessories I talked about and I'm going to fit them on now. Might do a bit of a fast forward video, and just as I'm talking it's just starting to spit with rain, so it's probably a good time to do the video, because this is when I really use the awning, is when it is raining, to keep my swag and dry, and when I'm camp cooking here. So I'm going to put those accessories on right now. So I just got this sidewall on. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a sidewall or an end wall, but the wall that goes on that side, it just velcros on to the pole here, as you can see, and then you stretch it out. It's 2.9 meters long, so it does actually stretch it back a fair way. Now the rain just picked up a little bit, so I just brought the camera in under here because I didn't want it to get wet. Seems like it's eased up a bit now. But while I'm here, I thought, while I'm undercover, I'll show you this really cool light setup that I picked up. Again, it's a Ridge Ryder item. I'll just drop that, so I'll grab that. It's got a plug on there, and you simply plug that in. It's got a little waterproof, I'll show you that. Not sure if that's going to come up, but a little waterproof fitting that goes over there. And then that plugs in to a cigarette lighter socket that I have hooked up to the second battery in the car, so it will operate all the time. The ignition doesn't have to be on, and it's got a dimmer on it as well. So while I'm under here, like I said, the rain's just eased up a bit, so I might just slip that on there now, and then I'll put the other walls up that I've got. I'm not sure how well that's going to come up, being it's daylight and all, but you can adjust via the dimmer here. You can turn it all the way off. It will click off, and then you can go up all the way. I've used that at camp already, and it's really cool. There's lots of bright light there. Really happy with that. I didn't actually know they actually sold that. That was sort of more of an afterthought when I was going through the website, sort of picking what I was going to grab. I've just got the awning and the walls. And then I saw the light there as well, and I thought, yeah, I'll grab that as well. But yeah, very happy I did. Works really well. So there you have it. There's my setup. It's a little bit saggy at the moment, but there's my setup with the two side walls on the awning. That is really good for when it's raining and I've got my swag, because my swag's quite long and it's actually longer than the 2.5 metre awning, so I end up having my swag poking out a little bit either end. When I put these two on, because they're on such a great angle, my swag fits in quite nicely and it keeps dry all the way around. Now I've got another wall to put on here on the end wall, so I'm going to put that on now. As I said before, the two side walls are attached with Velcro around the poles. The end wall here goes in the rope track. There's one thing I didn't say too about it's probably pretty obvious when you watch it, but the light actually goes into that rope track as well. So I'm going to put this front wall on. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to actually put down the ground sheet. I'll put down the ground sheet now and then I'll do the front wall. Now just before I put the mesh floor down, I just want to show you that. Now this bag, this canvas bag that I'm carrying the mesh floor in, it's not the bag the mesh floor comes in. The mesh floor comes in this plastic bag there, which is very light on. I broke the zip the first time I tried to get it back in, and unless you're Houdini, you can't get the mesh floor back in there. Well, I certainly couldn't get the mesh floor back in that plastic bag, which is a bit disappointing because that now is absolutely useless. So luckily I have, well, I had this canvas bag spare from some camping gear I used to carry around. So I put that in. As you can see, it is a bit bulky, which is okay, but it's just too big for the bag. 3 metres by 3 metres, and I'm going to put this down now, but one thing I would like to say is that I don't like the colour. It's not because I'm vain, it's because it shows up all the dirty marks, and you know, when you get a bit of mud or yeah, just general dirt, it gets dirty. For those who have watched some of the videos, I've done a review before on a different brand, a mesh floor that's green, the dark green, and that works really well. So Money Chrism, this is great. Like, it's got D-rings on it. It's very strong and does what it's meant to do. I just don't like the colour. Right, that's the front wall on. So I've got the 3 walls on, I've got my my light on, and I've got my ground sheet on. So people might be asking is, why would I do all that when I can buy a room? Because you can buy a room for these that attaches to the awning and it's almost like a tent. If that's what you want, buy that. But I just find with the 3 walls it's flexible, so I don't always put all 3 up. I might just put one on. So if I've got, you know, rain coming in this direction, I might just put the end wall on over there. Might not bother with all 3 walls, but it's just flexible. You can use whatever walls you want. I might just want that wall. And down here in Tassie, I'm typically trying to get out of the rain, so putting these up to stop the rain, but you might be putting them up to, you know, block the sun, so it's not just for rain, but it's just flexible. I've got 3 different bags. I can put on whatever end I want, so I think it works really well. I'm going to take you in there and just show you exactly how much room's in there, because there's actually a lot, so I'm going to do that right now. Not sure how well that's going to come up with the lighting, but there is a bucket load of room under here. Hopefully that gives you some sort of idea. So the price of all this awning and accessories, the awning I think I already said it's about 225 bucks, around about 160 bucks when they have a good sale on. Each of the walls is around about 90 bucks, around 60 or 70 when they're on special. The light is about 50 bucks, 35 to 40 ones on special. Same with the ground sheet, that's about 50 bucks, around that 35 to 40 dollar mark when they're on special. I really like the awning. I've used the awning a lot. I've used the side walls a bit. They work well. I really like the light, and I don't go much on the ground sheet, as I've already said. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned, if you are going to use walls like this, you need to make sure that you have pegged them down really, really well. If not, this whole thing is going to act like a spinnaker, or these walls are going to act like a spinnaker, and this is going to take off. I've seen it happen plenty of times. May or may not have happened to me when I forgot to put the guy ropes. Well, I didn't forget. Last camping trip, I didn't think that I needed to put the guy ropes on the awning. It was a pretty still night, and then woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the awning flapping on the other side of the four-wheel drive. So don't be like me. Always use the guy ropes and peg it down. So just a warning, especially if it is going to rain and it's going to be windy, you just probably need to think twice about whether or not you put these up, because, as I said, they will flap around and become a spinnaker. All in all, I'm really happy with this setup. It's very flexible. Like I said, I don't use the awning walls all the time. Most of the time I actually only use one in the direction the rain's coming, but the awning on itself works great, and I do have that flexibility. And as I've said a few times now, and I'll say it again because I really, really like the light. Obviously has the rope track on that end of the awning and on this end, so you can attach things. So all in all, really happy with this setup. Very flexible, and it's a thumbs up from me. As per usual, if you like the channel, if you like the video, subscribe and keep an eye out for more 4x4 and camping gear reviews.